Hey, what's up, my construction entrepreneurs? Tyrone Jones here with the Construction Entrepreneur School and Services. Um, Filling up my lighter right quick. My torch lighter for my cigar. This is the one we're doing right now. It's a nice one. I'm jumping on here to talk about, well, today, as you guys know, we're in Southern California and it's raining. It's a light little drizzle out there. Still a beautiful day nonetheless. But jumping on here to talk about contractor licensing. Okay. And man, this is nice, man. This is a nice one here. I enjoy I just recently taken up smoking cigars from my buddy Joe with All Excess. Make sure you guys go visit his channel. And used to smoke cigars a long time ago, but just jumped back on it. Got a humidor and some cigars and yeah, that's a good one. Okay. And I got some espresso. A little bit. We'll see if we can make it last. So, getting your contractor's license. How does that work? So, get a lot of emails, calls about how to get your contractor's license here in California. And I've done plenty of videos on this. I've done providing classes, tests. I don't do so much classes anymore, or even yeah, I don't do any classes on getting your contractor's license anymore. Maybe I'll start that up later, or maybe I can find someone to do the classes and kind of coordinate it that way. We'll see how that goes a little bit later. But always talk to individuals that's looking to get their license. I'm always talking to individuals that have their license, looking to elevate their business, looking to mainly individuals looking how to do more paperwork on the office management side versus the field side. I think a lot of individuals are already tradesmen when they're getting into getting their license and starting their business. So now they just need to perfect the side of getting into the office. And the biggest part about that is because they've been working in the field so long, they lack that expertise. They lack that experience level on knowing how to navigate through a laptop, through a computer, desktop, the different programs, and what you need to actually estimate. And actually estimating is a lot. It's very tedious, but if you understand your trade, I teach individuals how it can be a lot easier than what they think. Okay. Okay. So getting your contractor's license is as simple as literally going to the California Contractors State License Board website and finding a general contractor application, downloading it, and filling it out. Now, you definitely want to get with someone that has experience on filling it out so you don't have to go through the back and forth with in fixing any errors that they may require for you to fix or correct, right? So you definitely want to try to have it to where it's minimum errors. Especially, you don't want to fill out any damaging errors on your application to where they start questioning what you're presenting to them. That's what you want to avoid, okay? But literally filling out the application, paying the fee, which I think is now $450, and starting the process. Okay, Now, I'm a big fan of if you want something, go out there and start doing it now. I'm a big fan of that. Like, literally a big fan of that. So, what does that mean? That means that if you want to get your license, you're like, you know what? I'm ready. That means literally going to go in your office, going to your laptop, going to your phone, and going to the website right now, filling it out, and printing it out, and plan to mail it off tomorrow. That's what I mean by getting it done, getting it completed, uh, 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 giving them a check for the money that they need, and sending it off. Okay. If you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till I sign up with a school and this and that," then it might take you some time. Now, completing the application, like I said, you want to make sure you do it rightly. So you want to reach out to someone. I'm available at times. You guys can reach out to me. I can help you fill it out. I usually only charge about $200 to help someone do that application process. Okay. Um, and I only charge 200 because I'm not available as much as I would like to be. So I only charge 200 to show you how to fill it out and to help you through any questions or concerns they may have through that application process, all the way until you get your license. And nowadays, it's a lot faster because the state board has teamed up with PSI exams. And PSI exams have a lot more testing locations than the state does. So I just recently pay someone to get their license. And man, I want to say from the time we fill out the application till we sent it in, we got a test date within 2.5, 3 weeks. And then from there, once you select your test date, I think we wound up selecting the test date another 3 weeks out from there, you know. But you could have selected the test date a few days from then, a week from then. Like, that's how quickly you can start doing your tests, passing, and getting your license. Now, as far as the test concerns, the exam, you got the law and you got the trade. Okay, and a lot of times, what I say with these things is stick with what's common sense. Okay, don't overthink it. A lot of people have been having trouble with the trade. I hear that the state board has seven different tests for the trade and possibly for the law. I don't quite know exactly. I don't have any insight. I don't know anyone that has really any insight to know that information. I think we're just that's just the word in with everyone that has a contractor school that's offering these services. That's what we feel, that there's seven different tests. Now, a lot of these questions dealing with these trades on these exams um, may not deal with the today terminology or even the things we do in the field for that trade. You may find some things that I remember when I took my test years ago, they were talking about derbies and things like that, which we don't even use in the industry with cement, with concrete, cement masons. Dogs are having a good time over there, I guess. So, okay, so that's the deal there. Okay, so study. Okay, once you get, hey, come on now, chill out. So once you get, no, back up, back up, move. Hey, come on now. One likes the rain, and the other one doesn't. Guys, hey, I don't mind you guys fighting. You guys getting loud though. Anyway, so and they still at it too. Anyway, so yeah, so going and doing that test is signing up to get to doing the test is a step in this process that you definitely should celebrate it once you get a test date. Now, once you pass, that is an exciting moment. Passing your test, man, that means you're already halfway there with getting licensed. There's another journey once you get your license and building a company. Okay, just because you have your license, just because you have a name of the company or a name of a business, doesn't mean much of anything. If it's work zero, then it's zero. Okay. So okay, so you pass the exam. After you pass the exam, um, a lot of things that can happen before the exam and after exam. Sometimes before the exam, you can do your fingerprinting, your live scan fingerprinting. Sometimes that happens after the exam. With the recent person I was dealing with getting their license, the live scan exam I think was like $77 here in California. We're in Southern California too. It's like $77. But sometimes you can do your live scan after your testing, depending on whoever you're dealing with, depending on how they request that information and how they give that information. So sometimes you can actually pass your exam, take your live scan, and they find something in your live scan and you not get your license. You get denied. That's possible. Okay. And we'll talk about being denied and things like that. We'll pick that up a little bit later. Um, but so then you do your live scan, right? Now, after you do your live scan, whatever you set a test date, passed the test date, did the live scan, those things are done. Okay, live scan, test dates. After that, once you pass, okay, they're going to require you to pay for your license. Okay, you got to pay for your license card. That's what you're paying for, and then you got to get a bond. Okay, and the bond usually runs. Oh, man, I want to say, I think the license card is 200, 250. The bond is ranging anywhere from 150, probably 100 to 150, depending on who you go with, for the 1 to 2 years. It's not that much. And then if you don't have any work, you don't have any employees, you can fill out the exempt from workers' comp. Fill that form out saying that basically you don't have any employees. And when you do get workers' comp, because you see workers coming up, then whomever you get the workers' comp through uh, knows pretty much that they forward that insurance certificate to the board, and then the board posts that you have insurance for whatever period of time that policy is for. Okay. I know with State Fund, if you go directly with State Fund, usually you go through a broker, but with State Fund, you actually don't need a broker to get a State Fund policy directly with State Fund. Okay, State Fund is just the California insurance for workers' comp. Okay, anyone can get it that has a business. Okay, and once you get that, usually through State Fund, I believe you have to post it. Like you can go on their portal and select who you want that certificate to be sent to, and State Fund will send it to them. They won't automatically do it. Usually, any other insurance company will automatically send that COI to the state, but you have to do it if you sign directly up with State Fund, and which is probably the cheapest and easiest to get being a new contractor. Okay. But you don't need that if you're not doing any work right away. No sense forking out more money when you don't have any money coming in. Okay, no sense forking out more money if you don't have a plan to bring more work in right away. No sense paying for those things. File the workers' comp exempt form, submit that to the state. That way, you can get your license. Okay, once you pay for that, you've done the application. you've done the life scan, you've done the test, you submitted for your license card, you submit your bond, you're approved. This is it. You have your license. You're ready to rock and roll. Now comes the scariest part. Now comes the judgmental part. Now comes the part where it's going to test you to now make something of this. And for individuals that's already out there doing work, that was currently working as entrepreneurs, freelancers, and then you move to getting your license. It's an easier transition because now that same work you give, now you can just add your license to whatever you were doing. Okay, make you more legit. For the ones that are employees that transition to getting their license, is a lot harder because that transition from being an employee to being a homeowner or being a business owner, contractor, licensed contractor doing work is hard. Okay, because you're used to getting paid either once a week, every 2 weeks, and it's different when you have your own. It's a lot different, especially if you have to build it from scratch, and learn how to estimate and what's the right thing to charge. I think one of the hardest things that I faced when I got my license was, what do I charge for profit? What do I charge for overhead? Like, what are those things? What number is actually going to get me the job? And I think I was thinking too much into it during that time, because everyone knows that 10% is like a standard percentage that you charge for profit. Okay, 10% is the standard percentage. It's low. Okay, especially if you're doing residentials, you can definitely charge more than that. You can charge 30 to 50% for residential, depending on what sector of residential you're in. Okay, but I always base what I want to make profit wise on the risk factor of that job. Okay, and I put a certain minimum I want my business to make per day. Okay, so like I want my business to make $650 per day per job. Right, so if you have 5 jobs going on, then that's 650 times 5. If you're working all those 5 jobs, that one, every single day. Okay, now I collect a salary from my business, so that profit is for the business. Okay, well, I wouldn't say that profit, that percentage that I'm making, that goes for profit and overhead for the business. That's a minimum amount I'm trying to make per day. Minimum. It can go up, okay, but that's the minimum I want to make. Okay, and then after that's done, then I decide, hey, okay, what's the risk factor here? How many days? Like, I look at those things and then I adjust it up from there. So, and basically that's how you get your contractor's license. This is how you move forward and go forward. This is what you do, and it's just that simple. And then trying to get work and figuring that out, we'll get to that later. But this is how you go forward and get your contractor's license. Let me know if you have any questions. Um, if you want to get your contractor's license, stop procrastinating. Go out there and do it. At least download the application and fill it out, and that'll be the first step. Try to fill it out. If you read through it and just don't overthink it, simplify it. A lot of questions on there are easy to kind of go through, and then there's a ton of videos. I even have a video on my website. It's an older application, but it will help you get through it. You can search my videos. I've done a video step by step on filling out an application, and I imagine there's other videos from other folks out there on how they fill out that application, and then just have someone look over it. But get going. Stop playing. It's time. Let's go, man. So, my construction entrepreneurs, I'm gonna let you go with that. Enjoy yourself. This is Sunday. Um, Rainy day here in Southern California. And I'm gonna tell you like this: hustle hard, then hustle harder. Catch you on the next one.